who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather, prime for prime?
Crawford.
Really?
Better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter.
His basics are solid. His fundamentals are solid. He's strong. He's physical. He's moved up and become, solid at a heavier weight than when he started in his career. He's grown into. He's got great experience.
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken up the boxing scene, calling out Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's most recent fight. Famous for his supreme competence and perfect record, Mayweather didn't hesitate to hint that he's prepared to make a comeback for another blockbuster clash. The thought of Mayweather taking on Crawford, seen by many as one of boxing's best pound-for-pound fighters, fans and analysts buzzing, fueling fresh excitement and speculation across the sport's ever-changing landscape.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, now that was a big take. And of course, he's fought both of them.
Yeah, he would know.
Yeah, so that was a big take. But
Not
yeah,
really.
I
He
think
lost
so.
to both of them. Not for people who watch boxing. No, that's not. No.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we sent that Terence Crawford some love, because he also talked a lot that night about how people underestimated him and thought, because people didn't really. He doesn't have the biggest star power, that he wasn't going to win the fight, and he definitely took that home. So congratulations to him. Now
Did he have the what?
He doesn't have the biggest star power.
Oh, no.
Yeah, people were he was saying that people were underestimating him because of that.
Spud Crawford maintained his unbeaten run by defeating Canelo Alvarez through a unanimous decision, claiming the undisputed super middleweight crown. The fight was held at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, December 13th, 2025, and stood out as one of the year's most anticipated events. Crawford jumped up 2 weight divisions to take on Canelo and entered with unshakable confidence. Even though Alvarez had natural size and power advantages, Crawford dictated the pace with sharp boxing, slick footwork.
Terence Crawford on Saturday has not only become the pound-for-pound #1 fighter, I honestly believe that he surpasses now Floyd Mayweather as the best fighter of this generation. That's what I believe.
If that was the goal by Floyd, to be undisputed, then he would have chased undisputed. He chased champions until he became the money draw.
Do you know that Floyd never unified any of the divisions he fought in?
Because he's never had to. It was a draw. He just didn't have to. He done the hard work in getting there.
Terence Crawford started out his boxing career as a lightweight, and now he's gone up to super middleweight and become the undisputed super middleweight champion, beating a guy like Canelo, who, listen, previously, man, he was like wreaking havoc through that division. And Terence Crawford's just gone out there and taken the belt off him with, let's be honest, relative ease.
Mike Tyson predicted before the fight that Terence Crawford would outclass Canelo Alvarez. He voiced complete faith in Crawford's abilities and said Bud could defeat anyone. Tyson's stance made it clear he never saw Canelo as unbeatable, instead pointing to Crawford's versatility and dominance as the deciding edge.
Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay, and it would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Former world champion Tim Bradley has been outspoken in saying that he sees Crawford beating a prime Floyd Mayweather. Bradley praises Crawford's intelligence, adaptability, and sharp timing. While acknowledging Mayweather's unmatched defense and agility, he insists that Crawford has the offensive weapons and tactical sharpness to eventually break through.
Distance, but Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the
Shane hurt
Judah
him.
fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane did hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And
Max,
Zab wasn't
exactly.
quite a Shane-level fighter. That's true. Listen, it'd be a great match.
Alvarez finally squared off against Terence Crawford. Flaws his critics had long cited were on full display. Crawford, a southpaw praised for his adaptability, took control from the opening round. He smothered Canelo's offense, keeping him from finding range or rhythm. Alvarez, usually reliant on steady pressure and counterpunching, looked limited in Crawford's slick movement. Analysts observed that he threw isolated shots rather than building combinations and barely used his jab, which made Crawford's control even easier. The gap in skill was undeniable. Crawford shut down everything else.
Look, when I was in the ring with him, even though after the 1-2 rounds, I started getting my rhythm, but I have to say, put on the best fights I've ever faced, honestly. And I've faced the likes of Canelo, and I was at boxing fights like him. Every fight I've lost previously was when I was up on points, and obviously might have got caught with a good shot and got knocked out or whatever. But with Crawford, his timing was so on point. I mean, like, what a great fight he was, technician. And I'll always, look, I'm not a hater in any way. Look, even though the fight went the way it did, but I just think his timing was amazing, and just everything about the game plan he had for the fight. I mean, he's a brilliant fighter. You cannot take that away from him. And if he was to fight any welterweight, being Manny Pacquiao, being Errol Spence, being even Floyd Mayweather, I think Crawford would beat a lot of them, maybe all of them. Even and the only fight I would say for him would be a good fight technically would be someone like Mayweather. But I really think he would beat Mayweather.
Two-division champion Carl Frampton has stated that Terence Crawford's win over Canelo was more than just a victory, it was a career-defining moment. Frampton argued that Crawford's command of the fight, his damage-dealing offense, and his control of pace proved he has reached a level capable of testing Mayweather at his absolute best. He compared Crawford's technical mastery, ring generalship, and finishing ability in that performance to the classic showcases most often used to define prime Mayweather.
I feel that Crawford is going to nick it. I think if he does nick it, it does kind of have to be a stinker. He has to move and use his feet. I think Canelo's feet aren't what they once were, but certainly he's a stronger man in the fight. I think we're going to see a very close one, possibly even a draw, but you put a gun to my head, I would say Crawford in a close points decision.
You talk a bit about the fight maybe not catching fire in the way some were expecting. If Terence Crawford is to win the fight, does it have to be that sort of fight? And leading from that, can he hurt Canelo Alvarez?
I don't think so. I mean, look at the shots guys like Golovkin bounced off Canelo's head. It's almost like he's unhurtable. We've seen him hurt by Miguel Cotto's brother a number of years ago, but that was it really, and he was a young boy. So I think that I don't expect to see Terence hurting or being able to hurt Canelo, but there's a way he can't win the fight, and that is by outboxing.
If Terence Crawford does win, as you're predicting, does he rival Alexander Usyk for that number 1 pound for pound spot?
You have to start. I've never really thought about it, but that's a good question, and he'd certainly be in.
After Alvarez's claim Crawford surpasses Mayweather, Floyd's uncle Jeff Mayweather fired back with criticism. He argued that Canelo's statement was more about protecting his own image, suggesting it raised Crawford to make Canelo's loss appear less damaging. Jeff reminded fans that Canelo was at his peak, Mayweather beat him, rejecting the idea that Floyd was past his prime at the time. He also defended Floyd's defensive mastery, insisting that although Crawford is exceptional, nobody matches Mayweather's defensive genius.
If Bud beats Canelo convincingly, right, would you put him above Floyd an all-time great?
See, I ain't
Give me
gonna,
a solid answer. Come on, Shakur. Don't dance around that, bro.
I can't get into that because at the end of the day, it's like.
But
it's
that's just an opinion.
It's opinionated.
Right,
Regardless,
I want your
it's
opinion.
opinionated. My opinion on it, I think Bud is the greatest of all time after doing this.
Okay.
But
thank you. That's all I wanted.
Floyd is the greatest of all time in my eyes too. Like
Yeah,
the shit
yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
watch with him is like he's one of my favorite fighters. So,
I know.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah. We ain't going up that much.
Now,
Promoter Eddie Hearn also dismissed Canelo's claim that Terence Crawford ranks above Floyd Mayweather Jr. He argued that Crawford's overall resume doesn't compare to Floyd's, pointing out that men's biggest victories came against opponents who were past their peak. Hearn stressed that while Crawford's victory over Canelo was huge, he still lacked the deep list of elite wins across weight classes that Mayweather did during his career. For Hearn, Floyd's body of work keeps him firmly ahead in the all-time conversation.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Oscar de la Hoya has been especially blunt, calling some of the exhibitions embarrassing and claiming they make a joke of the sport. Commentators have also questioned whether entertaining fans justifies such fights, suggesting that
I want to say, but I won't say it. But other than Leonard Ellerby is a boxing man. He knows deep down that was absolutely horrendous. And the other thing is as well, when you got a guy in the environment that we're living at the moment, right, after a tough year for a lot of people, to come out at the press conference and just basically laugh at people and say, I just took your money. It was a bank job. It was a heist. It was like I conned you into, I mean, those pay-per-views in America, I think they were like $60. I mean, he basically just took the piss out of the fans. But I don't blame him, he made an absolute fortune. Good luck to him. I'm not having a go at Floyd Mayweather. I'm just a fan who's allowed to give my opinion. Absolutely dreadful. Even Floyd Mayweather was embarrassed at a press conference after. He basically said, I'm not doing that again. The biggest winner was Logan Paul. I mean, he's just gone 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. And actually, at times...
Did you think he got knocked out and held up?
No, I think at times Floyd Mayweather was actually really trying. But anyway, it was what it was. But it all comes back to the pressure is on us. Not us as in me and Matchroom, but it is on boxing. If we don't make good fights, you're going to see more and more of this. Because if Gervonta Davis against Mara Barros is doing 100,000 buys, and Andy Ruiz against Areola is doing 80,000 buys or 100,000 buys, and you got that doing 1 million, what are the broadcasters going to want? That. We have to save boxing. We, not just me, all of us. And the fighters have got to step up, the managers have got to step up, the trainers have got to step up. We've got to pay the money for these guys to have real fights. And that's what you'll see at Fight Camp.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned until next time for more breakdowns and reactions.
Which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, Everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see just anybody on the basketball court playing against LeBron James. He won't do it. He doesn't have to. It's a waste of his time. You might see footages of Dwayne Wade training his son. You don't see Dwayne Wade playing against just anybody. He's not doing it.
So, what's your take? Could Terence Crawford surpass Mayweather if the two ever shared a ring, or does Mayweather remain untouchable? Share your thoughts in the comments below.